Hi, everybody. I wanted to come on here and speak from my heart and share my truth. I realize that I've been holding myself back in some ways because I don't know how people are going to receive me. I don't know how they'll receive my message. But this is what this time period is about. It's about standing in our truth and being our most authentic self. It's about really, truly sharing our magic with the world, because we don't know who is going to be impacted by it. And sometimes that impact is going to be a positive impact where they're going to resonate with what we have to say. And sometimes they're going to be triggered by us, but that's okay, because when we're triggered, we grow. That trigger is there because there is something in us that is bothered, and that is an opportunity for us to look at that and understand what's being bothered. So I want to talk about the election. Not really the elections. I want to talk about unconditional love and really truly embodying unconditional love. I have been really putting this into practice over the last 4 to 6 months. I knew very long ago that there was a real possibility that we could have Trump elected again. And what did that mean? What did that mean for myself? And what did that mean for how I was going to show up in the world? I've done my part. I voted, and I'm not engaging in the media circus. Honestly, I haven't engaged in the media circus all along. I knew what I was going to do. I did my part, and I haven't paid attention to the play-by-play and to the analysis and the fears and the projections and whatever, because I knew that we weren't going to have a result. I knew that this was going to be a media circus, and I knew that this was going to bring a lot of agitation in the world. And what I wanted to do was to remain calm, to be able to hold space, to be able to be of service. And, in the end, while it does matter who's in office, it also doesn't matter who's in office. And I know that that's going to trigger a lot of people. But why I say it doesn't matter who's in office is because putting somebody in the position of presidency doesn't mean that our world changes in the ways that we're wanting it to change. Yes, it will provide a lot of important benefits in certain ways in terms of who I think should be president, but in a lot of other ways it's not going to make a difference, because a president is just a figurehead. They make certain decisions, but they're really at the control of a lot of other factors. Now, where this hasn't held true is in the Trump presidency, right? Because now we have a president that's willing to not play by the rules. And what he has done is he has exposed a lot of the issues that we have in government and in society. And as a result of exposing it, it's kind of shown us that it doesn't matter who's president, because what we want in the world is not going to manifest through the presidency. How are we going to get what we want in the world? We have to be that change. It's down to us. So while a president is going to make a difference in some respect, where we're really going to find that change is within ourselves. I have been, dealing with Trump since the 90s, coming from the New York, New Jersey area. My parents worship him. They worshiped him then and they worship him now. We have pictures of him on the wall. And he was somebody that I never resonated with, and somebody that really bothered me. And I have had to overcome a very difficult childhood for numerous reasons. I'm not going to go through my childhood, and a lot of people know my story, and if you don't know my story, you can hear it in other forms and other ways. But one thing that I've had a difficult time with is really overcoming that childhood and stepping into who I am. I spent most of my life suicidal and depressed, and I had to really do a lot of work to overcome that. And I'm really proud of myself because now it has been 2 years, and the concept of suicide is so far from my mind. It is something that I can look at as a version of myself that no longer exists. And to say that is a testament to how much I have overcome. And it has put me into a position where I am looking at truly embodying forgiveness. Forgiveness of myself for my role in my past. Forgiveness of those that hurt me and where I placed a lot of blame. And for me, that was my parents, because as an infant, as a young child, that was my only security, and that was where I was not protected. And it has been a lot to come to a place of forgiveness. And I started doing this by practicing unconditional love. And I did this by sending Trump unconditional love. I have spent my entire life being angry for being a victim of circumstance. And being angry only left me feeling more angry and more victimized. And as I started to come out of this darkness, I realized that I'm not a victim. I get to create my reality, and I get to choose how I feel. And I didn't want to be angry. I did not want to be angry anymore. And it was interesting because here was this figurehead who I vehemently opposed, and who my parents worshipped. And I was able to find aspects of him that I could send love to. Well, what is that, right? Well, nobody is all bad and nobody is all good. We've all come from oneness, right? I don't care if you think about it in the scientific terms of the Big Bang. You want to think about it in spiritual terms, that we are all one. We are all made of star stuff, and we are all coming from the same star stuff. The earth is made of star stuff, and we are composed of earth. We have come from the belly of the earth. Anything our parents ate was what became us, right? We are from the earth, came from the stars, came from the Big Bang. And therefore, we are all expressions of the oneness. We are all one. And if I believe in unity, if I believe in harmony, if I believe in peace, if I believe in equality and equanimity for all, then how can I exclude one or some from the all? I can't say that I want us to be all one. I want to have love and that everybody is respected, and ostracize one person. How can I ostracize Trump? So I began to look at that, and I recognized that, as I mentioned, he exposed a lot. He exposed a lot of faults. What he exposed is the fact that we all believe in a system that is so rigged. We all believe in a system that is just unfair, that is no longer working, and we just play by those rules. He exposed that while we have come a long way in equality in terms of, racism and, LGBTQIA and environmental rights, we really have a long way to go. And that our systems of belief and the way we were living was keeping those systems in place. I had to confront the ways that I have allowed racism to perpetuate. I have been a target of racism my whole life. I have grown up with racism, and I've had everything from my skin color to my name to my ways of eating and being and believing and everything about me questioned. I have Ganesh here as my remover of obstacles, and when I was young, I was belittled and chastised and told I was going to go to hell because of this elephant-headed god. And now I can buy him probably at Target. I don't know where I got him, but he's everywhere, right? And it has been something that I have confronted, and yet I was holding a lot of racism still in my heart in ways that I was just not aware of. I was playing into a system that allowed racism to perpetuate, and I did nothing about it. When I had the president that I wanted in office, I became lazy. I was going to let him take care of it. He's going to pass the rules and he's going to put these things in place, and I don't know, I lived my life. I didn't really think much about it. When, gay marriage was there and allowed, and, people could get married, great. We got more gay rights and I'm happy. My brother could get married to the man of his dreams, and, I have the most amazing brother-in-law, and that's it. But I didn't really do anything more to further those causes that were near and dear to me. I didn't do anything, and I played into a system that allowed Black people to be suppressed, systematically oppressed. I played into a system that created hierarchy and said there are certain people who can have and certain people who do not deserve to have. I played into these systems, and I just allowed it to happen, and I could live my life doing the things that I wanted to do, having easy access to whatever I wanted at the time, and I just let it happen. And what Trump did was he forced me to look at myself, and he forced me to do that hard work that really was not easy. And so while I can hold in one hand this idea that I don't like him, I can hold in another hand the same idea that he helped me grow. He helped me become a better person because I disagree with him, because I have issue with him, because he's allowing things that I don't like. And it's forcing me to do the hard work. And so I started to send him unconditional love. I wasn't going to argue with him. I wasn't going to argue with his thoughts and his ways. I was going to love him. And I was going to love that inner child in him that is seeking validation, that is seeking whatever it is that he's seeking. Just like my inner child was seeking love and comfort and worthiness and enoughness in her own ways. Sending love. And in sending him love, over time, I began to be able to send other people love. People who I don't hold the same truths, the same values, the same ideas, beliefs. because their truth is their truth. And they are an expression of the whole. And to deny their truth is denying my own truth. Because if I believe in unity, if I believe in oneness, if I believe that we can come to an earth where we can love and respect and that there is enough for all, then there has to be enough for them too. And I began to realize that we can hold multiple points of view in our hands. Now, anybody who's studied or understand quantum theory and looks at this is what quantumness is about. It's about taking that duality and that polarity and bringing it together so that we can embody and hold multiple points of view and multiple truths into one hand, so that we're not denying anything or any existence that is out there, because all possibilities are true, because they are all an expression of the one. Now, how do we rise above that? How do we rise and get out of that fear-based consciousness into this love-based consciousness? By embodying that highest value that is love. And by sending him love, and by engaging with the love in my heart, and no longer in here. I was no longer here trying to understand, trying to dictate, trying to have other people understand my point of view and understand what it is that I have to say, and no longer logically trying to get them to rationalize and understand why what I was saying is better or, more in alignment with, where we should be and whatever. Because I was no longer there and I was in my heart, I was able to find love for the people that I have been having the most difficulty finding love for, finding forgiveness for. And that was myself and my parents. And by embodying that love, I was able to find that love and peace within myself. It has been quite a journey, but I can tell you that feeding into a system of engaging in arguments, of trying to say why you are right and somebody else is wrong, and shutting people out and closing the door, is just not going to elevate consciousness. It's not going to elevate your own energy. It's not going to bring you into a state of peace. It's going to keep you in duality. It's going to keep you in that energy. You know that energy you're fighting? The one that you're saying that so-and-so is wrong? You're feeding into that, and you're keeping that energy alive by saying that it's wrong. Now, you don't have to agree with them. You don't have to engage with them. But you don't necessarily need to shut them out, and you don't need to, you don't have to even talk to them, you don't have to see them, you don't have to do anything to them. But if you send them love, if you send that part love, you begin to recognize that there is a part within you that you've been battling. There's a part within you that maybe needed to be woken up. Why are you fighting them so hard? What part of you needs to be right that is not willing to see the wholeness in all? You don't have to agree with their values. You don't even have to agree to disagree. You don't have to do anything. This is all about inner work. And I say this because the more that we fight, the more that we will continue to fight. The more that we love, the more we will continue to love. And so if you examine those depths within yourself, if you examine those shadows, and you find within you that shadow that is allowing certain systems to exist that then create this reality that we see around us, if you can unweave that and untangle that, then that's when we begin to change the world. Now, I've talked for a period of time here, and I hope that this message is helping someone. I just want to say that it's really important to remember that the power is within you. You have the ability to change this world, and it doesn't matter who's president. Superficially, it matters. But really, where it matters that we change is here. And if we truly believe in love, then embody that love. Be that love. Find love for those that you are having the hardest time finding love for. I've had miracles happen. I can't explain the miracles that have happened with my parents because that's going to take another 10 to 20 minutes, and I don't want to make this video longer. But I have come to a place of love and acceptance, and I'm healing. And right now, while the world is hanging by a thread, wanting to know the answer, to find certainty in a place of uncertainty, I have found that certainty within myself. And I'm telling you that you can too. So I encourage you, do that work, do that inner work. Send somebody you know that you disagree with love. Find that place within you that can find something about them to love. And maybe that comes from why they triggered you, why they upset you. And maybe within your heart, you can find that piece of shadow that is willing to unravel, to untangle, and that you can now just be in a place of love. So I encourage you, turn off the TV and find some quiet time and just be with yourself. I'm sending you all love. Have a wonderful day.